Hello and welcome to a new video. I have, probably over 15 pipes waiting for a video presentation that I have to make. So I'm gonna group some of them by brand or maybe by country or something like that. I decided to make the first group with 4 Peterson pipes uh, that are on the waiting list. So we have the Sherlock Holmes, the Kildare, the sterling silver, and flame grain pipe. Let's begin with any of those. So first pipe, I've decided to go with the flame grain. So this is a lovely flame grain XL05 calabash. It's a 9mm edition with fishtail stem. Very large pipe. I had a box from a XL15 Kinsale series laying around, and surprisingly it fits almost perfectly. There's a sleeve inside, and I'm gonna show the box at the very end. And the sleeve, it's a bit rubbery sleeve, so really nice, and as you can see, it's in green color. So for now, let's stick to the pipe. So we have very warm and dark natural stain, as series name suggests. It's covered mostly in flame grain. It's in beautiful condition, except there are a few small tiny dots, such as that one here, there. On this side I don't think so. Yeah, we have very small dot there and some small scuffing, as you can see there, probably from sitting somewhere and it picked up a few scratches. As you probably know so far or by now, we don't like to remove this sort of traces. We like to keep things original, and these are really mild and surface signs of wear. So this calabash is a full bend with wide and very deep, generous chamber. Pipe was lightly smoked, very nice and clean chamber walls, new fresh layer of coating there, of course. Rim edge is without burns or darkening. As I go around, you'll see that only place missing the flame grain is the frontal part, as you can see, but everything rest is covered in it so nicely, and really it's outstanding. I did some research and tried to find pipes like this one. Came across none. So there's the Metroid stamp and XL05. So you can say that this is a nice vintage find, rare pipe. I still, as I said, didn't ask around about how old it exactly is, but based on the purchase where I acquired it, I would say probably 80s, but I can't be sure. It's actually lighter in the hand than you would actually think a pipe of this size would be, so that's a big plus. Super comfortable to hold, since a finger lays there inside. My fingers are a bit larger, so chubbier, so someone might be able to place the whole finger inside, but nevertheless it's gonna fit nicely. You can even clinch it, since it's not that heavy, and it's one beautiful quality vintage Peterson's pipe. Let me just show so this is a box from my Kinsale XL15, smooth. Great condition of the box itself. Just gonna demonstrate. Oh, let's take the sleeve out. Small prospect there. Sleeve is all black, rubbery, and feels very good when you touch it with fingers. Pipe goes inside, but I'm gonna show it right away. You have to go like this, angle it a bit, and then slide it inside. It's a bit harder to do with gloves. So almost perfect fit. Maybe it needs a bit more width to place it comfortably, but still it fits. Place the pipe inside, close the box, and that will be it. Let's move on to a second Peterson. So since we started the first one with the box, let's just continue with the second one, which is a Kildare series, vintage example, most probably again from 80s. This is a smooth natural finish with nice grain. 106 is the larger of the two house style straight billiards from Peterson with healthy proportions throughout. So with thick walls, generous chamber, S stands for a saddle model. There's also a P-lip, it's unfiltered, mint with only few mild signs of wear or use. And as I wrote, I had an extra box from Shannon series from similar era, so I added it to the pipe. There's no sleeve inside, I'm gonna show it at the end, but at least you can use some other sleeve and just have the box to place the pipe inside. Now, let's talk first about the stummel. When you see here, you'll see small darkening when you look here, to be exact. You see, it's not burnt, it's a clear edge, but just a very small darkened stain. Not sure if it was burned somehow or how you could actually get that burn there, but okay. Important thing is that it's quite small and it's barely visible. So, as you saw, nice and clean rim edge. We have some beautiful dense cross grain. It's all in light to medium, well, mostly light brown stain, a natural finish. Looks like fairly aged briar was used. If you know anything about Peterson's, I'm sure you're familiar with the fact that older models such as this one sadly are of far better quality than modern Petersons. Forgot to mention that it has the metal stinger, which can be removed, of course. Pointy, sort of. Some micro traces there on bottom side and some barely visible on the upper side. There's the P logo with color loss. It's still visible. All edges are sharp, nice and clean with that deep black color and oxidation removed. Perfect fit. Let's just align it. There we go. And this is one very nice billiard with larger chamber space, feels thicker, more muscular, and it looks really great. Now about the box. Let me just show it around real quick. Some small signs of wear on it, but generally okay. prospect inside, same as with previous pipe. It fits there nicely. And that will be all. Let's continue with the Sherlock Holmes model. So third pipe we are presenting is a 1991 example of terracotta red, smooth finish professor bent shape, Peterson's Sherlock Holmes series. Large size, 3/4 bent, addition with P-lip filtered for 9 mm. Perfect briar used to make it with amazing flame and cross grain, silver mounted, smoked only once, great piece for collectors as well as those seeking the perfect smoke. There's a lot of people who already started their collections of Sherlock Holmes pipes, or are in middle of collecting, or just thinking about it. Usually people decide to go, they select a year, they select a finish, and then gather all models from that year. So depending on edition you're looking at, a finish or just a shape you're looking at, you might need this one. Or just if you're not collecting it and looking for something quality, very quality vintage smoke that has actually a nice market value which will not drop. Silver is gonna be polished again before sanding. You can see it's a bit foggy, but never mind that, it's gonna shine as new again. So can we see the F stamp there? We can. A few micro dots there, but again, it's going to be polished out again, so don't mind the small signs of oxidation there. Beveled edge, rim edge, large chamber space, perfect briar use, as you can see, and that warm walnut finish, great grain, and really what's a big plus, especially for a pipe that's old as this one is, that it was only smoked once, so kept in pristine condition. It's always a struggle, you know, when you get a pipe like this, part of you wants to just keep it there and don't smoke it, admire it, look at it and show it to your friends. Second part of you wants to smoke it, and if you start smoking it, you're probably gonna do that all the time. But if you're just careful with it, you can still keep it in a great condition as it is. Maybe then restore it again, and it's still gonna look amazing as it is right now. And let's move on to the last model, which is the sterling silver X105. So this pipe was made in 1985. It's sterling silver series, smooth red finish with rich bird's eye grain. Stain is darker, grain is still visible and looks amazing. Addition with P-lip stem filtered for 9 mm. Few dents and dots on briar, faded but still visible logo on stem, and overall still very close to mint condition. Let's have a closer look. We can start from stem with this one. I didn't have box or sleeve for this one, so it's just a pipe. Logo is there, but it's hardly visible. I mean, it is with naked eye on camera, it's a bit less visible, but it has faded. Still, oxidation was removed and it's nice deep black. Looking at the inner edge, it's all nice and clean. We have small darkening and burning there, As you can see, it's quite small, but when you look like this, you notice that the edge is not as sharp, slightly worn off on this side as well. And then you notice the small nick there. Very small factory fills as these dots, but also that incredible bird's eye grain. I myself prefer to see bird's eye grain in brown or natural stain, but it looks great in red as well, to be honest. So this one has some small signs of wear or use on stummel, but fairly small. That burning, small burning on rim and few dots. But it's fairly old. I mean, it is old. It's older than me, so everything else is in great condition, and it's still a lovely looking vintage peat in that straight billiard shape. And so that would be all for presentation of these 4 beautiful Petersons. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.